My faith was a fortress, crafted from iron, sealed shut with the burden of decades of devotion. I believed it was indestructible, until my own sibling forced it apart, ripped away all I'd created, and left me gazing at the ruins. Do you understand the sensation of discovering the individual you'd sacrifice everything for was the one wielding the tool to break in? I'm Lucia, 35, a financial investigator at Sterling and West. Figures are my dialect. Pure, sincere, unbending, each fraction is a fact, each ledger a revelation. I've dedicated my professional life to exposing business deceptions, but I never imagined I'd be examining my own relatives' deceit. Half a year back, my existence shifted. My mom, Alina, received a diagnosis of advanced pancreatic cancer, the type that devours optimism like corrosive on parchment. I acted without delay. I transferred $90,000 from my reserves to an account I established for her medical needs. Apply it to her therapies, Nico. I instructed my junior brother, my tone firm during the call. Anything she requires. Nico resided 60 minutes from Mother's modest home in Willow Creek, near enough to handle her medical appointments, her prescriptions, her daily affairs. He was my support. The child I'd nurtured following Father's cardiac arrest that claimed him when I was 16, and Nico was 10. I funded his local college, his initial outfit for employment discussions, even the initial payment on his apartment. He'd message me reports, Mom's starting a fresh chemotherapy. Physicians indicate it's hopeful. I trusted him. Why not? His messages were my connection, linking me to Mother over the 300 miles separating us. Last Monday, in our regular conversation, Mother's tone was faint, like fabric on the verge of ripping. The discomfort is intensifying, Lucia. They refuse to book my upcoming session until we settle some amount. My coffee cup struck the ground, shattering into fragments. Settle what? I questioned, my heartbeat pounding. I dispatched $90,000 for your treatment. Quiet. Then her tone, tiny and bewildered. Darling, I never received any of it. The following day, I was at Crescent Trust Bank, my shoes tapping on the stone surface, resembling gunfire. The safety director, Mr. Carver, provided me a USB stick, his gaze filled with sympathy. Are you certain you wish to view this, Miss Rivera? I affirmed, my neck constricted. The recording was blurry but unforgiving. March 22nd, 1:47 p.m. Nico, in a dark gray outfit I didn't know, passed a paper over the cashier's desk. A legal authorization bearing my signature, falsified. 20 minutes afterward, he exited with a certified check for all the funds I'd provided. The institution followed the funds to a fresh account at Pacific Crest. Vanished in days, drained into vehicle sellers, accessory shops, a digital currency site that reeked of fraud. That night, Nico messaged our family discussion group. Urgent gathering at Mom's. 7 p.m. Her expenses are accumulating. All must contribute more. I traveled 3 hours, my fingers clutching the steering like it was his throat. Mom's sitting area carried the scent of lavender scents and illness. She rested in her worn recliner, her face sunken, her gaze shifting among us. Nico positioned near the sofa, his spouse Clara next to him, her fresh gem studs reflecting the glow. My sibling Sophia sat on a chair, her spouse Leo standing tall behind her. Aunt Carla and Uncle Ray, who'd journeyed from afar, remained rigid, their expressions full of worry. Nico began, his tone slick with practiced concern. Lucia, you're the high achiever in the urban area. Mom's overwhelmed by obligations and you've contributed zero. Sophia added, her voice cutting. You vowed to handle her medical support. Where's the cash? The space hummed with blames, a symphony of falsehoods. Clara wiped at tearless eyes. Aunt Carla grumbled about my upscale position. Mom simply appeared confused, her fingers ringing in her skirt. I placed my computer on the low table, my actions measured, intentional like a doctor readying to incise. As we're discussing finances, I stated, my tone soft yet firm, let's view something. Nico's gaze darted to the screen as I connected the cable. What is this? He barked, a fracture in his mask. I grinned, chilly as frost. Crescent Trust sends their greetings. The video played, Nico fixing his neckwear, presenting the fake paper, the cashier dispensing the check. The area fell quiet, their complexions draining like candle under heat. Nice attire, I remarked, my stare fixed on Nico. Purchased it in March, right? Just after you withdrew Mom's survival funds. Clara's studs abruptly appeared to burden her. Sophia's lips parted, then sealed. I displayed the payment logs, my tone solid as an execution blade. $40,000 to Willow Creek Auto for that new vehicle parked out front. $25,000 to a gem merchant for Clara's enhancement, and 20,000 to a virtual money service now facing FBI scrutiny. Want to clarify, Nico? Mom's tone shattered the hush, scarcely audible. Nico, what have you done? He stuttered, his assurance collapsing like dust. It was a venture, Lucia. I planned to multiply it threefold, return it all. I advanced nearer, my tone a whisper. You mean the 90,000 you took? Or the 50,000 you diverted from Mom's reserves last year, pretending it was for her protection? Sophia inhaled sharply, her eyes expanded. You claimed that supported her treatment. I faced her, my look unyielding. And the 30,000 you directed to your shop, Sophia? Or the 15,000 advance Uncle Ray obtained for his vessel? The space was a cemetery of hidden truths, each expression a gravestone. Then Clara rose, her tone piercing. I possess evidence. Messages, correspondences, movements. Nico faked my identity as well. I'll share all if you exclude me from it. Nico charged, his features contorted with you betrayer. I position myself amid them, my tone frozen. Lay a hand on her, and I contact the prosecutor immediately. I outlined the conditions like a magistrate delivering verdict. They'd endorse admissions. Reimburse every penny plus extra. Forfeit items acquired with pilfered money. Nico's vehicle keys landed in my hand with a muted sound. Clara's studs came next, sparkling like shattered vows. I'd already protected Mom's residence from the deceptive borrowing they'd attempted to process, and her medical was completely financed once more. Secured in an account solely she and I could access. While they endorsed, their grips trembled, their existences revealed like skeletons beneath a beam. I crouched beside Mom, her weak palm in mine. I'm deeply regretful, I murmured. I ought to have verified the clinic personally. Her gaze, damp with sorrow, carried no fault. You relied on him, Lucia. We all did. Faith is a fortress, but disloyalty is a burglar that sneaks through the gaps. I reconstructed that fortress for Mom, piece by piece, but it'll never seem identical. Have you ever been deceived by someone you cherished? Someone you considered kin? Share in the comments. How did you reassemble the fragments? Because I'm still figuring out how to keep mine intact.